Okay. We should be back in action. Well, so in case anyone is curious, the background I'm using now is from an artist on Booth. This is a part of a set of premium backgrounds. Did I say boost? Booth is what I meant to say. You know what, I'll just drop the link in chat just for funsies. Yeah, Mogu BG. Yeah, Mogu at background artist. Alright, so I also made some notes for things I wanted to talk about. Didn't expect I'd be playing Sonic Rumble as much as I did. Like, that's the thing. Like, free-to-play games do work, and they are an effective marketing tool. I don't think they should be heavily monetized the way that they are, because, like, again, you look at Fortnite, and you look at stuff like the Fortnite crew, and it's like, you're getting... for the cost of 1,000 V-Bucks, you're getting 1,000 per month. I don't know if that's per month or per renewal. They say per month. Oh, game audio is muted because I was. There we go. And then you're also getting, you know, access to the battle passes during that time. And like that's really just costing you like an extra $4 to $5. And then you have all these other games that are getting so greedy. Like you look at other premium battle passes. Like it used to be that you would just have like an extra battle pass that would give you like 20 tiers for an extra chunk of change. Like that was whatever. But now like with like Apex and Overwatch, you have like ultimate passes that give you like a whole bunch of extra incentives, and their screens advertising like, oh man, it is so easy to get lost in the weeds trying to figure out what you're actually getting from those and if they're worth it. And the answer is, if it's that complicated, it's not. So like, yeah, I feel like your free game is a better marketing tool than trying to capture some whales, because like you're gonna turn away your casual audience. And like I've been going on this Sonic binge specifically because I got into Sonic Rumble, and that got me to get Sonic Racing Crossworlds and look into the IDW comics because they started adding characters from that, and that got me to try out Sonic Forces to figure out what's going on with that. Got me to start playing through Sonic Lost World, so technically I'm advertising for them too. Got me to get fucking Superstars, because I also want to know, like, is that actually like a good classic Sonic game? Probably a lot better than 4, but I, again, haven't sunk my teeth into that one yet. So like, again, do not underestimate the other potential benefits of having a game that is free to play and available on multiple platforms. It really should be crossplay, quite frankly. It sucks that the PC version is kind of an afterthought, but because again, I don't think they're actually aimed at children. I don't think they're going to get that much money from children. So I think they are trying to pander to fellow millennials with mental conditions like OCD or who can't help themselves but obsess over fucking Sonic the Hedgehog like me. Except I've already been there, done that in the gacha space, and I have zero interest in spending money on it. So instead, my showcase is all about, here's how you min-max that game without spending any money. I wasn't expecting to capture this full background pan, but, you know, apparently we have. Alrighty. So, I've been doing some grinding. Got all the various races to max level, basically. Also made a knockoff Whisper. What's interesting, if you check her gallery on the wiki, Whisper actually started as a conceptual... one of the background characters is like a pink wolf with like a face mask. This face mask, in fact. Also, Bubsy. I gave him the drill because Bubsy runs way too fast and can barely stop. Although sometimes he stops on a dime, so I gave him a drill that allows him to stop on a dime. Actually, I need to remind myself, when do you get hover? When you get hover, what's on? Also, I don't know. I think they do say wisp on in game, but like clearly it's wisp plus weapon, so it's wispin. Okay, so after defeating the infinite boss fight at the Eggman Empire Fortress, so what stage is that? Oh, it is after. So yeah, hover is quite nice. So fun lore details. So Whisper uses, also Wisp, haha, uses 5 different Wisp friends. She has Cyan Laser, she has Pink Spikes, she's got Blue Cube, Orange Rocket, and Green Hover. So in this game, Hover and Cube are basically her 2 canonical available weapons. So going back with Hover to some of these stages, like they gave us the Drill Wisp for like the final third, and they do that platformer thing I don't like. So 2 things that really bother me in platformers is when they give you mechanics where they're like, we expect you to use this tool or interact with this platforming mechanic, touch nothing. As soon as you touch a button like jump, you will skyrocket off the fucking stage, which is what kept happening to me in Imperial Tower. I was showing some footage. I went back and I played one of the Death Egg stages. Probably stage 4? No, I think it was just stage 2, where you get a Drill Wisp at one point. Yeah, it was the first section where you get like the Wisp power-ups just before like the train. And like I used that to climb up the wall that you would normally use your grapple to jump up. And I made the mistake of jumping and just immediately skyrocket off the stage beyond the checkpoint in front of the train. And it's just like, they do not expect you to press buttons. They just expect you to hold forward and the Wisp power button. And the stage design really suffers for that. Going back and playing through those kind of situations with Hover, on the other hand, very different experience. And this is also how I've been grinding levels. Your daily bonus is only active for 30 minutes, and it resets at midnight. So I'll just boot up the game and then just do this with Hover.
Isn't there anything we can do?
It's a little awkward to control because it starts dropping you quite fast, and then it takes a second for the hover to start lifting you again, so it kind of jerks you up and down a lot. But if you just tap it as you're descending, you can sustain your fall. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, we're good. So like here. And you can also just like mash it like that to stay completely still. Like this is a stage that I died a lot on. I will say, so the double jump from the bird race does help a lot for platforming, but the bigger problem is that this game has what I'm gonna call like a negative coyote jump, where oftentimes it does not count the very edge of a platform as a surface you can jump off of. So if you jump at the very edge of a platform, you will oftentimes have your jump input eaten. And there is no coyote jump. You can do a double jump after running off of a platform, but then that's all you get. And of course, anytime you do a homing attack, you're going to lose your double jump as well. Also, these sequences with the avatar only appear in these, the wall jump sequences, only appear in this stage. Going back to older stages that have walls like that, or some of the EX stages that have sequences where you should be able to do that, you can't cling to the wall or jump off. Very strange. And like the walls there are not even that, like, indicative that you should be capable of doing that. So, I don't know. It's a strange choice. Okay. One more thing I wanted to show with that stage is a amusing glitch that I found. Also, I will say, while I do enjoy repeating stages in this, the time trials can also, much like in Crossworlds, can get very frustrating. But what's worse than that are the SOS stages. Because if you die, you immediately fail them. You also get a second, like, game over screen, which means it's more time to restart the stage. And if you forget, the game does nothing on the UI to tell you, hey, remember, fuckface, you gotta find the help capsule and release the animal friends. If you complete the stage successfully while doing that, you still fail, and any new red rings you obtained, or any like good time that you made on that stage, get nullified and do not get recorded. So it's just a huge waste of time, and those are really, again, it's much like how when you lose before the first checkpoint, it should reset you from a fresh slate. So okay, let's just fly straight up here. Oh no, there's a ceiling suddenly, and I can't go up any higher. Oh, we got hover though. Oh, it does actually reset when you go back down like that. Interesting. I didn't test that from before, but yeah, if you don't ground yourself in this section at all, then it does not actually increase the upper height limit of the stage. And that absolutely got me killed because I wasn't able to reach the next hover power-up, and I just fell to my death. So yeah, like, I've just been muting the game and like listening to or watching something on a second monitor and just running through these stages. So, you know, it's whatever. So it seems like these little laser panels, these RGB sequences, are supposed to be your indicator that, yes, you are allowed to wall jump here and nowhere else. As only a privilege for Sonic. Unless it's a metaphor for you starting to learn, because it's this weird thing where, like, it's funny that, you know, in some of the games the partner characters like Tails are able to keep pace with Sonic, and, you know, again, weird stuff like, oh, Shadow's supposed to be the perfect life form, but he needs speed boots he needs skates, rocket skates, to keep up with Sonic, but I guess he can do Chaos Spear, and that's kind of like the only thing, because Sonic can also technically do Chaos Control without Shadow. But, like, there's this kind of thing where when Sonic is paired with another character, like, we're able to do the double boost, for example, it kind of makes you feel like there's almost like a proximity of Sonic energy that allows people to gotta go fast. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Just a weird detail. All right, let me just get rid of all these exclamation points because it's gonna bother me either way. So another one I've been using for getting S ranks is this one. No. Well, this one because it awards rings and then bonus points. No, this one actually gets you more, I think, for getting 100 rings. But if it's a stage where you're going to take damage, you want to go with this one instead. This one, however, wire attacks faster, sequential wire attacks faster, are really good for any stage that's going to have combat in it. And actually, I don't actually intend on using these other characters now, except maybe Whisper on occasion. We can go back here. And you'll see that I've switched back to being the Black Cat, and it's just because I think we established this in a previous one. This, you know, the white goes better with the black here, and vice versa. I did get the captain's hat. I think it looks it's still a little too large, and it doesn't sit very well on the character's head. If it was lower and more form-fitting to the character's head, then I would probably use it. Yeah. Actually, I don't think I really showed off the Whisper avatar quite as much as I could have. There we go. And then Bubsy. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through this real quick just because I would like to show off the full collection for posterity. I'm sure there's probably a list out there already that probably even says like which missions unlock which thing, but I just figure the more that this is out there, the better. Because like, especially for people who want to customize their character, it's kind of annoying. When you don't know what all the options might look like. I still wish I had a different option for shoes, quite frankly. I don't quite like how bright and significant the yellow is. Also, the weird human feet do not have, they're not a Joker thing at all. They're from II. I don't know why I didn't make that connection before, but yeah, it's monkey feet. Which is strange if you like. There's some weird stuff in this. Like, okay, so you have major classic characters like Tails the Fox and Knuckles the Echidna. You can't be either of those. You have monkey DLC, but you can't actually be a monkey. You can make a bear that looks like a koala that is vaguely monkey-like, I guess. And I suppose you could claim that a wolf is actually a fox, but you're both canids. One other thing I wanted to show off. So one of the boss fights that I did a very poor job on, also because quite frankly it did glitch out on me once and like insta-killed me when I got crushed. I did comment, so like the last Infinite fight that's just a remix of the Metal Sonic fight does have a lot more health than it needs to. But this one actually does, and the last phase of this also I think has way more health than it needs to, but the middle phase actually has something that I didn't intuit, because why would you? If the game doesn't show you, you can homing attack on something. And also, quite frankly, like the homing attacks in this, much like the poor or the absolute lack of coyote jumping and the inputs being eaten, like homing attacks are a very consistent issue in this. There are even sequences where I've hit, like in one of the Metropolis stages, there's a moment where you like early on after like some of the like ostrich robots that are running, you hit a spring and then there are those green flying enemies. Oh my god. All right. You can homing attack a bunch of those. I've even had that sequence glitch out on me where I couldn't even hit like the homing attack option just never popped up. So normally you should be able to do that in just 2 cycles instead of 4, but whatever. All right, so this is the section that I wanted to show off. And I will say, as much as I don't like the drill wispin, it is the best for speedrunning because you can do some nutso shit with it. There we go. And look, that does 1/3 of his health. So you do that twice, then it goes to the final phase where it breaks the ground. And then you just repeat that one more time. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, drill wispon is good for speedrunning. You almost kind of need to use it for the infinite fight speedrun. When he's doing the attack where he goes low to the ground and then he does like a psycho crusher or like a spinning drill, whatever you want to call it. You can actually drill into him during that because apparently you're invincible when you're using the drill attack. So that's cool, but the drill wispin is the only one that is a liability in much the way that it was. Technically, I didn't try out Cube, but it doesn't really move you forward all that much. Everything else is either a projectile or like lightning. The reason I'm bringing this up is because if you use lightning and you're doing like your whips and you're moving forward near the edge of a combat arena, you will not fall off. There will be a invisible wall that will protect you from falling off. So it's only the drill that will just cause your character to fly off of fucking cliffs. So I don't know. If it just feels like drill was not really tested very well because it was added late game, and again the last portion of the game felt very rushed. Yeah, one last thing I wanted to cover is yes, this game is also Sonic Mania 2. Not only is it so the way I see the timeline is Sonic Generations happened, then Sonic Mania happened. You got to see an adventure from Classic Sonic, and then fresh after Sonic Mania, Eggman got the Phantom Ruby from that dimension, I guess, because the Phantom Ruby is what the weird egg robos, like from Sonic and Knuckles, they appear as like a group of 5 bosses in Sonic Mania, and that's why they use that one sound effect when some of the Phantom Ruby stuff is happening to alter reality. Because that was the thing. I kind of got the impression that there was time travel that was happening in Sonic Mania, but no, it's like dimension hopping. So it's not like Sonic CD. It is, although it's quite comparable. They are at the end of each level, though the egg robots are like actively teleporting you or swapping you to different dimensions and whatnot. And then Eggman gets that somehow, gives it to or creates a prototype copy of it, and then gives that to Infinite. Something else that's kind of interesting. So little bit of a spoiler. So there's a show called Chaos Head. It is the thing that came out before Steins Gate. Best time travel fiction ever, in my opinion. I hate time travel fiction because it always just becomes about like, oh, we went back in time, we fucked something up, now we have to spend the rest of the movie or whatever trying to unfuck the past and just undo everything. And to be fair, Steins Gate does the same thing, but at least it does so in interesting ways and explains the time travel mechanics in interesting, creative ways. Now, Chaos Head and Robotics Notes take place in the same universe, and there are some references, some specific characters that actually just straight up, cross over. But the perception and manipulation of reality is a big thing in Chaos Head, Chaos Child, and Robotics Notes. And very much similar to what happens with the virtual reality stuff here. Again, kind of spoiler territory for Chaos Head, but again, a lot of Chaos Head is just kind of fluff until like the last episode or two. So whatever. I don't care too much about talking about it. All right. one thing we haven't shown off yet is Supersonic, and then we just need to do the secret stages, EX stages, and then the episode Shadow, and then we'll be done with Forces. So let's just go to some of these first couple stages here. I'm not gonna bother playing as Shadow because we'll have a whole episode dedicated to him. So we do need to get 50 rings.
Sonic, Eggman's forces are surging into the city. We need you here now.
Hold on, Tails. I'm on my way.
I feel like we're gonna get that before we even get to the first batch of enemies. Yeah.
We don't have time to lose. Better
There we
kick
go.
things up a notch.
Okay, so you get infinite boost. That's fun.
Man, look at the size of that thing. I guess all kinds of things show up when your neighborhood turns into a desert. Cleanup's gonna be a chore.
I can't recall if you've actually been able to play as Supersonic in one of the Boost Area side-scroller games.
Green Hill's looking a lot more like Sand Hill right now.
It's definitely not Unleashed. I don't remember colors. And again, I haven't personally seen all Generations. Also, there is a little section off to the left that would allow you to run along the sand waterfall. Fun. I do think it is still a bit of a downer. So again, it is weird that Infinite just takes a complete backseat. Eggman as well, quite frankly. You'd expect during the Death Egg robot fight that Eggman would be taunting you, and then there's that weird, like, Phantom Ruby powered, like, alien looking robot that bursts out of its chest, but like at no point is Eggman talking to you. It's very strange, and it feels like they were going for something really serious, or weird or creepy, but it doesn't really land because there's no explanation for it, you know? I also don't know how the world ranking works, quite frankly, because I've just never... I guess you just have to be in the top 100, and then it does it automatically. But like, shit's fucked up. If you're gonna hack the leaderboard, why would you have like fucking milliseconds? You know?
The radar shows Eggman up ahead. Enemies could be lying in wait, so watch your step. I get the feeling Eggman has some tricks up his sleeve.
Let's just choose. I still think that like some of the late classic Sonic songs are terrible. The last like Death Egg one is okay. Again, it feels very similar. Ooh. Oh. No, that's not quite landing for me. But yeah, it does feel like some of the like the weird, goofy, classic Sonic, like, finale stage themes. Oh, I don't think I collected all these. Ah, that's tight. Alright.
A ton of readings besides Eggman, too. One is stronger than the others. What could it be?
Cool. But like the last song is just awful. But I did warm up to some of the other remixes. I'm still not sure how I feel about Green Hill, but the Chemical Plant remix I actually like quite a lot. And I actually think that stage is quite excellent. I like how it is a modern take on Chemical Plant Zone while still leaning into the gimmicks of the old Chemical Plant stages. Alright, so let's do the EX stages first. I already showed off the first one. We do need to beat this with at least an S rank. Again, not all of these require speedrun challenges, but I made sure to do those upstream because they are really frustrating. I want to say it's Plasma Cannon, Fire Cannon, and Reverse Block. Ooh, this is jazzy. Okay. Ooh, all right. Well, how do I get up from here? Do I just need to backtrack? Yeah, okay. Oh, that's gonna be annoying. See, this is one of the unfortunate things about these EX stages, is they play with the platforming in ways that the physics were not designed. They have you do a lot of these, like, edge jumping scenarios, which... Ooh, okay. Oh, scary. Oh, wow. There we go. Perfect. Was that another Tiger Stripe one? Well, that was all the parts? But there's still missions left. Oh yes, this also happens when you complete the EX stages for whatever reason. Okay, strange. I guess those will just be Wispons. That's pretty good. Well, I guess we can do this now. The weird Doom helmets are interesting. I am a little annoyed that we never got a white and black or white and gold variation of the pirate theme. This is what I mean, like, it should just be one of each item, and then you should be able to recolor, like, 2 color zones on each or something like that. When I was younger, I did used to wear turtle shell glasses frames like this. I don't know if they were round. They're probably like the glasses I wear now in terms of shape. Oh, also, I forget if we ever got to see this. It's terrifying. I hate it. There's absolutely footage that I clipped thinking I would do a bit, but then I didn't want to commit to it, where a rental avatar with that on was my rescue target. And I hit that. I was like, fuck, put him back. Oh yeah, we got the Knuckles shoes and the silver shoes and the Shadow Suit shoes. I don't know who's Tails, maybe? So that's Omega. Is this supposed to be infinite? I do know that apparently there's like a Neo Mecha Sonic in the IDW comics. They have a location called Scrapneck Island, which is basically like where a bunch of badniks were disposed of and gained consciousness and formed their own society. And apparently there's like a really cool story arc for Neo Metal Sonic. I think that's the name. He's got like a tattered cloak on and just like huge protagonist energy. It looks like a wandering monk almost. It's a bit overkill. But apparently people are big fans. Okay, so this is zebra? You know, I think it's real strange how the back of the head doesn't get anything. Well, the good news is these stages are mercifully short, especially since I don't need to do them in one life for an S rank. Oh, I fucked myself already. Yeah, so you can jump through these platforms, but the lasers cannot go through them. We're gonna get the John Underdown vocals. I also did the first Avatar stage. Yeah. Yeah, John Underdown did the Let It Die song with Akira Yamaoka. Well, got a little impatient there. Wow, okay. Can we get rings before we attempt that? Yeah. Yeah, the bird's double jump will be a huge help here. Yeah, so my other my other point of frustration with platformers, especially God, what is the fucking hipster term? Expressive platformers. So like problem number one is again when they introduce level gimmicks, and again modern Sonic games have a huge problem with this, where it's like just let the game auto do whatever, don't press buttons, don't jump. Expressive platformers, on the other hand, especially the demo I played for The Big Catch, have this problem where it's like, okay, every jump that you make, you're only gonna just barely make it. You need to get max height, apex double jumps every single time. And it's just like, that's not enjoyable, dude. It just makes it really frustrating. So the reverse blocks are just breakable blocks. You just want to avoid... I don't remember this song at all from the main game. That's one that took me a while to do time trial-wise, which is why I remembered it so well. So yeah, just don't boost when you're going across the little glass bridge. Well, so much for that. Yeah, considering... Oh no. No, it must be a song from the main game that I'm just not remembering. It's weird that modern Sonic songs sometimes don't stick out as much because they don't have vocals. Like, a lot of them are still quite good, but like when I was listing them off earlier, the one that I really remember is the Egg Prison. Every time I go back and forth between this and Sonic Rumble, it fucks me up, because you can't double jump to homing attack in Sonic Rumble. You have to hit square. So, like, that's why I didn't homing attack that guy, because I hit square by mistake. Ow. Tank it. Fire cannon. This one was rough. Because it is very particular on its timing. You have to do this in 45 seconds. Oh, I'm already behind. Very cycle dependent. The shortcut you can take here, but you have to be on the correct cycle or you will get a hit. Alright. I don't even know where that ring went. Yeah, so this section sucks because you have... Well, great. That you have to stop yourself. Almost happened again. And you have to not have your jump eaten. And then there's, yeah, like the game does not do well with you having to jump around like little lips of platforms. But yeah, that one took me like the better part of an hour to do. It was rough. And again, it's really just because of the time challenge. The stages themselves are frustrating, but not just unreasonably difficult. But putting the time pressure on is a lot. This one was not super bad, but again, 55 seconds was the goal. Yeah, this is the song that I really like from the modern Sonic tracks. Woo. Uh-oh. Also has some of that Toho energy that that fed into Aqua Forest in Crossworlds, which again, Aqua Forest is a original track. Is it Sonic themed? Not necessarily. Is it like a really cool zone that I would love to play through in a Sonic game? Hell yeah. A fucking forest with like a bunch of lighthouses and like suspended rivers and whatnot. Very cool. Actually, I take it back. That is absolutely a Sonic themed area. Oh, if we're being honest, it's technically more like Bubsy. But hey, you know, platformers with attitude always get the most hate. Sonic and Bubsy are... They would get... What's in here? Okay, I was curious, because I never wanted to fuck with that when I was doing my time trial run. There we go. That's one of the reasons I want Bubsy to be in in Crossworlds. Instead, I have to settle for making him in this. Listen, Bubsy and Sonic Racing Crossworlds. What could possibly go wrong? Yeah. One thing I do like about the city is how it is bordering on Green Hill Zone. And I do like how there is a bit of a... like an actual kind of location connection there. Because everything else kind of feels divorced from Sonic's world. Like it's unclear what Metropolis represents or where that would be, except for the fact that it's on the map. And then like Chemical Plant, Death Egg. I mean, Death Egg is obviously in space, but like, is Chemical Plant something that Eggman built? Why do they allow it to exist? This is chilling there. Yeah. Okay, so the city is off to the west. Green Hill's kind of in the middle. The Chemical Plant is off on some island. And then Metropolis is... So the Empire... The Eggman Empire is on a mountain. And then Metropolis is on the other side of Mystic Jungle. Okay. Interesting. I kind of like the world map. Like, it's such a small detail. It really doesn't add much, but it's nice. It's nice. Again, it's something that I really appreciate about Sonic Unleashed, and something that, you know, Sonic Adventure 1 and technically Sonic 06 tried to go for. Sorry. I think that's really why Adventure 2, despite being the better game overall, just like visually and gameplay-wise, doesn't necessarily land for me quite as much, apart from like the really pivotal moments, like, you know, your Live and Learn, and City Escape and whatnot. Because it really just feels like a bunch of disjointed levels. Okay, so the secret stages are a lot easier. Honestly, forget the difference between the secret and the EX stages. I think the secret ones were connected to red rings, and the EX ones were... just unlocked periodically. as time went on. Or maybe they were tied to something else, like number of S ranks, or like there are no the number rings and the silver moon rings have no benefit except for the other John Underdown song. Let's go. I like his vocals a lot. Also like how he like has like a bunch of different flavors to his vocals in these songs. I like this song a lot, like genuinely. Stage 2 and stage 4 are amazing tone setters. So good, man. Like again, the first couple of thirds of this game are so good. Like this is everything like this is late. People make a lot of, like, I went back and watched Super Best Friends like play. They stopped just before the first Infinite fight, which is unfortunate. But like, okay, they make a creepy like 1,000-yard stare creature, and they spend just a lot of. They had a very poor understanding of mechanics. They were not reading anything. It was very frustrating to watch. Some like very basic shit that you would know if you played any of the modern Sonic games. It's always one of my pet peeves when it comes to people that are playing a game expressly to make fun of it because they don't like the series, or like it's an easy target for whatever reason. And it's like, no, this is actually one of the good ones. You just need to not be a fucking shitter and understand how fucking video games are played. And like, granted, watching through it, like there were a couple things that are like specific nuances to Sonic, but a lot of it was just them not reading or intuiting things the ways that I did not have issues with, and I have not played a modern Sonic game in quite a long time. So like that's, as far as I'm concerned, on them, not me, or not the game. And then just not being able to appreciate the things that are actually quite cool. But again, I don't think anyone really cares about the Sonic freedom fighters aspects, except for like diehard fans, people who read the Archie comics, watch Sonic Sat AM, Sonic Underground, etc., etc. Again, Prime's also good. I finally got back into that. I watched it consistently as it was coming out, but then stuff was happening when the third season landed, and I just never got around to it. But yeah, no, solid. Like, yeah, is it a little ham-fisted? Like, absolutely, but and I mean, you could also say it's kind of the same problem that the Mario movie had, where they tried to make, like, Peach especially very serious and be like, oh yeah, we're at war with Bowser, and it's like, okay. But like Sonic's always kind of had this kind of vibe going on in the background, which is why like a lot of the stuff in Sonic 06 is, in my opinion, quite appropriate for what this series is about. I also realized one of my complaints was that you never got to fight fucking Chaos, and I remember now that when Classic Sonic shows up, he just bops fucking basic form Chaos on the head, and he never shows up again. So I'm gonna be annoyed if that's literally what happens, and that you don't get an actual fucking Chaos boss fight. Although technically, I guess there are the weird like Chaos Infinites in the first Metropolis stage with the Avatar. I'm really hoping we get two things from episode Shadow, because I did see a little bit of like prologue stuff from that. I am hoping that we get to see in-game footage of what? Oh, yes, there we go. Let's just restart to get our time back. I want to see Infinite with his mask off in this engine. I would like to see a fight against Chaos, and I do hope we get to fight Shadow for realsies. But I do know that Shadow and Infinite apparently start a bit of a rivalry. Woo. Okay. Our Stomp has a bit of an AoE, and I don't think it should. There we go. Oh, that worked out. Ooh. See, I would love to see a Sonic game that plays around more with depth and perspective. Technically, Superstar does a bit of that with the with the wall running and stuff. Hell yeah. Okay. That's your like what is it, Banjo-Kazooie that has like the extra percentage? Oh, that might actually be a good one for Bubsy. Oops. Just because I have certain favorites amongst this list, I'll take one last look. I do like having the Productive Shield. Now give the bird lightning, because if I'm going to use another character, it's going to be the bird for the double jump. Yeah, this is the one that I was thinking of, actually, because the chain rings and 100 rings bonus. That's fun. The wire tax is really nice for certain boss fights and whatnot. And then, yeah, for this one, you want to be able to... I don't know if stopping on a dime would actually stop you from dying, but, you know. I think that is an absolute improvement. Cool. All right. We go here, and yeah, 3 times multiplier is the most that you get apparently. All right, time to check out episode Shadow. So as one last sort of checkpoint here. So for achievements for the main game, so there's still I've defeated 9,492 out of 10,000 enemies, so that's not too bad. I'll probably get that during episode Shadow. Ring King, you gotta get 100,000 rings, and even despite getting so many thousands of rings from grinding stage 25, I'm only at 73,945. So, woo. And then there's the achievements for getting the numbered rings and the silver moon rings. I will say, numbered rings are a lot more fun to collect than the silver moon rings. The time pressure is just kind of annoying. And it seems to change on a stage-by-stage basis. In some stages, it is very generous. In others, it's not. And then in Shadow Story, we have Red Star rings, number rings, and Silver Moon rings. But I think those are just for achievements. And Yeah, it seems like episode Shadow is just going to be 3 stages and maybe a boss fight. So, let us get into it. As a prequel tale. It was 1 month before the Doctor took over the world, the first time I encountered him. I think this is from Infinite's perspective.
Shadow, we've got a report from the Intelligence Division. They've located an unknown base of operations that seems to be totally outside the chain of command for Eggman's army.
Oh, and Tails was also repairing Omega in that cutscene when Chaos shows up and Classic Sonic bops him.
There's a large-scale troop presence, suspiciously large for a place with no strategic value.
I can't imagine the Doctor would do something like that without reason.
Also, I really like the variety of actors that they have in Sonic Prime, because like different variations of the same characters have different actors, and Shadow, who only has one variation, well, there's just Shadow in it, has a cool voice that's not Kirk Thornton.
No kidding. And there's a rumor going around that old rotten Eggman has been developing some kind of new weapon. So...
yeah. Looks like this won't be your garden variety recon mission.
Although, Kirk is definitely nailing something closer to the Sonic Movie 3 Keanu Reeves Shadow.
Do it to it, Shadow. Omega went on ahead of you, so you can link up with him on site.
Really? They dropped a do it to it, huh?
I'm more than enough on my own. I'll handle things my way.
Also think it's really interesting how Rouge and Shadow have kind of become main characters. Omega not quite so much, but like Shadow, like Rouge appears as one of the friend characters in Sonic Prime. She is one of the main playable characters in Sonic Dream Team. And then Shadow also appears in Sonic Prime. I don't know if there are any other playable characters in Dream Team. I should look that up.
Omega said the same thing. You two go together like chili and hot dogs.
You too, Rouge?
Cut the chatter. I'm on my way.
Motherfucker, I tried to have a chili dog from a barbecue place the other day. And they apparently they made a big deal about like, no, you can have chili on the side and you can make your own. You can have every other topping on the hot dog, but we're not going to take some chili and put it on the hot dog as like a topping. And it's just like, okay, sure. But like it's a barbecue place where like literally their entire thing is like all the fixins and whatnot. And I don't think they would make just a small batch of chili for one person, but I'm not a chef. I don't know. I don't work at a restaurant. Enemy territory in the city. Well, I've never actually had a chili dog because it's not a super common offering. But like chili, fried onions, mustard, sounds great.
That area is enemy territory. Keep going, Shadow.
Got it.
Also, the interesting thing about Shadow that I don't think I really...
Omega here. Extermination proceeding without incident. No problems to report.
Extermination? This is supposed to be a recon mission. You can't go making a big scene.
You should have known better than to send Omega on and off like this.
I never really realized that. So like his body is red and black, and then he's got the gold accents. So his oh, that's an interesting detail. So like his energy color is gold, I guess, or orange. I think it's more supposed to be gold. Wow, okay. I'll see if I can collect all the red rings in one stage, but I don't think there's a real reason to.
All sensors offline. Damage to parietal lobe region. Casualty report. Rouge fallen. Shadow to be eliminated.
Omega, what happened? What's going on over there?
Unidentified system intrusion. Emergency withdrawal. IME 123 Omega. The most powerful.
Oh, this is a remix of Sonic Adventure 2 Fuck. Oh, his homing attack is real generous. Interesting. I wonder if that's a specific difference they were trying to make between him and Sonic.
The world's most powerful robot is no more a challenge than crab meat. As I suspected, this power is without peer. It is the ultimate strength.
But I'm the ultimate life form.
Ah, and still more wonderful. A not-so-tall, dark, and brooding guest has arrived. I've been waiting for you.
Did they already retcon Infinite's personality in the same game? Or is the entire DLC just supposed to be a bit goofier?
Tell me what you did to Omega.
Weaklings like him are of no consequence. Come now, Shadow. A long-awaited reunion, and still you spout such nonsense.
Yeah, because there's another prologue, which was the comic.
I don't know you. And the only thing of no consequence around here is that big mouth of yours.
Oh, I suppose you would think so. Yes. I am infinite. You say you do not know me, and yet I remember you so very well. To you, it was simply another in a long list of Eggman bases you tore down without a second thought.
A couple of months ago. Mystic Jungle, Eggman's facility. Nice.
We got an intruder. Shadow has entered the facility. Defense Squad Jackal has already been completely annihilated. All available troops, intercept that blasted hedgehog by any means necessary.
Yes, Infinite is a jackal.
I went to great pains to get the best mercenaries around, and he still totally wrecked the defense squad. Shadow!
Should have hired some defense squads for the defense squad. Hey, Doctor.
I like that. Please don't hit me with a spike ball from behind.
Unbelievable! He's getting deeper and deeper into the facility. That computer running analyses in the core is invaluable. One of you idiots, stop that hedgehog now!
Ooh. Ooh. So this, again, is very likely a remix of an older theme, but it sounds familiar, but I also
still alive?
don't...
At least the analysis of the stone was completed yesterday.
No,
but
100%.
no, I still can't let this facility be destroyed.
Like, if I know it or
anyone
not.
left out there?
Whoa.
Seems like this place is important. No wonder the cannon fodder has been putting up a fight.
So I think they kind of knew that there were issues with the homing attack in the main game. Because this is a lot more generous. So yeah, that's probably the one we'll try and get the red star rings on.
Hey, you! You know you can hear me. You're captain of Squad Jackal, aren't you? Your squad was useless. Go clean up their mess already!
Yeah, I got it.
Oh!
You destroyed my squad. I'll show you why they call me the ultimate mercenary. Take this! What?
Are we getting Ethan Winters?
Worthless. Don't show your pathetic face around me ever again.
I'm shaking. Me? Me? Afraid? pathetic? Me. He's calling me weak? No, I am not weak. I'm not. I'm not weak. I am not weak.
Okay.
That day, I gave up my own unsightly face. I let go of the old me, the one that was so weak, so that I could become stronger. And then, at last, I obtained the power. The power to make all yield to my will. I was reborn!
Okay, so you weren't manufactured or anything. That one, back to 1 month before Dr. Eggman took over the world. Such a weird detail in the main story.
I've only become what I am because of you. Yet you don't remember. But I suppose that's the way it goes. It simply means that the old me was too weak, too pathetic to remember.
I feel like there should be a bit more to that story arc, but whatever, it's fine.
And now you've become nothing more than an insect, waiting to be crushed underfoot. Thanks to this limitless power I have obtained, I have become unstoppable. Take this!
It's no use. Virtual reality, Green Hill. Ooh. Well, this would be really cool. But yeah, I believe that is the sound effect from Sonic Mania when they used the Phantom Ruby. All right, show me a real fucked up fucking Ava
Shadow?
Green Hill.
Shadow! Shadow, do you read me?
Where am I? That guy. What happened to Infinite?
Huh? What are you mumbling about, Shadow? You okay? Anybody home? We're going to pick up Omega. He was destroyed 3 months ago, remember? Get it together.
I feel like this is that meme where it's like, what are you talking about? It's still 1990. We're playing Crash Bandicoot on PS1. It's like some hot tomboy handing you like a fucking Pepsi and a bag of Doritos. It's like, ah. Ooh. Yeah, nothing hits as hard as Sonic vocal tracks. Let's be real here, guys. I don't know if there's a single bad one. I'm assuming this has to be a Shadow the Hedgehog track. And again, the last one may have been one as well, but again, it did seem familiar. And I've not seen, hey, you know. Ooh. Oh, let's not do that.
This is where Omega was destroyed. But there's no sign of him here.
Okay. That was my fault.
Destroyed.
To be fair, I can blame the homing attacks on that one.
Sure seems that way. Probably because it never really happened.
What?
Affirmative. I have never known to defeat.
Omega?
I am not defeated. I am not weak. I am not weak.
We are all no. This is still Infinite freaking out.
This is where Omega was destroyed. But there's no sign of him here.
Sure seems that way. Probably because it never really happened.
What?
Affirmative. I have never known to defeat.
See, this feels more appropriate to me for Infinite's personality. He's very twisted and he's having fun. with Shadow. Which I think is what a Sonic villain should do instead of being too serious.
What is this? My head.
Or they're all being virtual reality'd and their memories aren't adding up. Which is also another cool and interesting take. Like, say what you want about like whether you think Sonic being serious is cringe or not. Same goes for Mega Man. Like the people who care about Mega Man storylines and like Mega Man X and Zero. You know. There's some inspired stuff in here. Oh, that's cool. So we're probably gonna get a boss fight now. Against ourselves. He's gonna show us how weak we are.
Where? I'm back here. No. Is this an illusion?
This is reality, Shadow. Your reality. I didn't expect to see you come back alive, but you must admit, it was a truly wonderful show, wasn't it? This power, before we've even tuned it, just as I thought, it is unrivaled. Not even Sonic will be able to stand against me now.
Sonic? What are you plotting? What is this? Stop! Where do you think you're going, Infinite?
Shadow? Shadow! Finally, the connection's back. What are you doing?
Tripping balls, apparently.
Rouge?
Forget it. Get away from there as soon as you can. There are explosions going off all over. The facility's about to collapse.
Withdrawing now. What's the meaning of all this?
Yeah, so a bit of a bummer we don't get to see... on a certain day in Green Hill, Eggman's army launches a savage attack. Infinite without his face, but I can see how that is part of the point. But at least being able to
telling me the truth?
Hear him without the mask filter was nice.
What's the point of lying about it? Eggman got a beat on Sonic and mounted a massive assault. I mean, sure, A for effort, but it's nothing to worry about. We've got the advantage now. Sonic is there too, so I don't think it's a big enough deal for you to head out.
Not even Sonic will be able to stand against me now.
I can't imagine the Doctor would do something like that without...
Shadow, this is not good. Hurry, get over there.
What is it, Rouge? What happened?
Sonic got his ass beat.
Is everyone okay?
We are, thanks to you. Cutting it kind of close, though, pal.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I roll. Okay, let's finish this, Eggman.
It will be your finish, Sonic. Behold the power of my ultimate masterpiece!
Huh? Shadow, it's you? Zavok! Metal! Chaos!
I don't remember how difficult the first form of Chaos was, but it is funny to me that classic Sonic beats him in one attack.
Whoa, this guy is faster than Sonic!
I might replay that cutscene.
No, wait! It's something else. Gotta scan him and figure this out.
I didn't even realize he has like an aura on him.
What are you? How are you doing? Go!
Nice.
Tails? I need to know what's going on with this guy.
I'm trying, Sonic, but these readings are all messed up. They don't make any sense.
Running out of time here, Tails.
I guess maybe that form is kind of like the equivalent of like Supersonic.
Sonic!
And that's it. Not a lot of fanfare behind that. Let's see. Where's the episode? Shadow. No, seems like that's it. Which cutscene would this be? That one.
That should have done it. I couldn't figure it out for you, buddy. I'm sorry I wasn't smart enough. Huh? Whoa! Chaos! Sonic, help me!
Boink. See, like, I just suspected that Chaos would escape.
Alive! Wait,
But
what? Oh, you're that Sonic from another dimension, aren't you? Right. That makes sense, I think.
I will say,
You know how you
again,
got here?
trying to bite off more than they can chew is like when they have that whole like war battlefield toward the end, and it's just a bunch of furries marching toward each other and then just duking it out with fisticuffs. It feels like they were way more ambitious than they were willing to actually animate. Or it's like, we're gonna animate this last. Oh, there's no money left. You know, let's just let's cap things off with let's see, let's grab one of the early stages. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not feeling as much of a difference. Let's see if we can take that side path. Really fights you on that. Ah, okay. So it is the same path. So you're supposed to take the path on the right, and then it ejects you off to the boosters on the left. Got it. Wait, he's got his own metal system? No, it's because I switched to Bubsy. Right. All right. Let's just see if there's any kind of voice line for finishing with an S rank. There's no achievements for it, but we can probably blast through one of these quite quickly.
That area is enemy territory. Keep going, Shadow.
Got it.
E123 Omega here. Extermination proceeding.
It does feel like he controls better in some of these sequences.
Extermination? This is supposed to be a recon mission. You can't go making a big scene.
You should have known better than to send Omega on and off like this.
Ooh, okay. That's fun.
This is E123 Omega. All sensors offline. Damage to parietal lobe region. Casualty report. Rouge fallen. Shadow to
Yeah, I don't think that would have been possible with Sonic.
What's going on over there?
Unidentified system intrusion. Emergency withdrawal. I am E123 Omega. The most powerful.
Whoa. Probably be an S rank. Yeah. Alright, well, I think that'll do it. I'll just work on the remaining achievements on my own, and I do not expect there to be any surprises beyond that. But yeah, that'll do it for Sonic Forces. Awesome game. Again, definitely had some issues. Again, I would give it a 7.5. I want to give it an 8, but I know that this is very much a game for Sonic fans and kind of no one else. It would be a bad first Sonic game to play when you could instead play like Generations or Colors instead, especially Shadow Generations. I have a feeling I'm still gonna like this one better than either of those two. But like again, Sonic Colors also has some of the things about Lost World that I really appreciate. In terms of just having a very strong identity and unique stages and whatnot. This one, again, I feel like it could have used at least one more theme to vary things up. Like beyond, you had like the three classic themes of Death Egg, Green Hill, Chemical Plants, and then you had your city, Metropolis, and Mystic Jungle. And then technically the Eggman Empire, but I feel like one more theme would have made that really shine. An actual Chaos boss fight would have been nice. Although I suppose, both Chaos and Virtual Shadow get knocked out in much the same way. I think that could have been a cool boss fight, especially in the first 2/3 of the game before the quality of the fights kind of went down. And there was one more point I was going to make. Yeah, homing, attacking, and jumping is weirdly finicky in this one compared to a lot of the others where there is usually a lot more generous. But yeah, no. First 2/3 of this game are excellent. I like what they were trying to do. That I think they finally landed in Frontiers. Frontiers, I also think was a lot more approachable, but also very much not a quote unquote normal Sonic game. So again, if it was like oh, what modern Sonic game should I play? I think a lot of people, there are a lot of adventure freaks out there that would still recommend Sonic Adventure 2 probably. I think Colors and Generations are still probably going to be the most approachable. Frontiers is probably the best in terms of like across the board quality. I'm hoping when I get around to playing Generations, because much like Lost World, I'm expecting the Colors port is actually quite appropriate to be weird in very specific ways. Again, Lost World, I think on PC would have been a lot better. Had it not just been like a bare bones PC port with just like we're just gonna cut off the fat and not do anything to optimize or adapt those elements. We're just gonna cut them, and any weirdness that's left behind as a result of that is just gonna, like, one thing I remembered. So on, they reversed the buttons, Wii U versus. So I was remarking that like on the Wii U version, you have a double jump button that doesn't cause a homing attack, and that is what would be the X button on DualShock 4, which I think is the B button on Nintendo. I'm more Xbox brained when it comes to control schemes because I was not a Nintendo kid. But then because Xbox controllers are the default, they then swapped the functions of not A and B for menus, but A and B for gameplay purposes. Therefore, X becomes homing attack plus double jump, and circle is your double jump only. Problem is, because everything is bare bones in the Lost World port, you cannot change the controller controls. So you cannot swap the functions of the A and the B button. So again, having a dedicated double jump on A is better, feels better. So the Wii U version does play better. But that would be completely fixed if you could just change, like, again, if you could change the which buttons are where, if the Wisp color powers did not interrupt gameplay with like a message prompt before you could aim, and then a message prompt to say that the color power was exhausted, because again, those are holdovers from when they all had to be touchpad controlled. I think there was one other weird Wii U holdover foible, probably the whole Omochao thing, because again, that's kind of just an adaptation of the way that you could wisp, instead of discarding things, you could wisp away items, and then other players would randomly get an item that they could claim. And again, it's super weird that if you walk into an item, it will auto-claim it, and you're forced to either take it or discard it. Versus Omochao, where you have to step on Omochao's tile, interact with Omochao, and that is the only way to get more quests, instead of the game just automatically assigning you more quests. Those are the major things that, and also just the fact that the game's volume is way too loud for no good reason. Just all hallmarks of a very bare bones port. I mean, it runs well, and there were probably mods that fixed some of those things, but yeah, just strange, very strange stuff that I wish they had fixed. But yeah, I think that'll do it for now. And don't know when I'm gonna get around to streaming next. Might go back to some more Lost World. I definitely want to play some more Demon Tides. Getting into that territory where people are feeling like they are allowed to post whatever the fuck they want from Resident Evil Requiem, so I'm worried about getting spoiled on that. So I should probably get around to that sooner than later. What was the second thing? Did I say Demon Tides, or did I fumble and say something else? either way, and then maybe next week, maybe some Crossworlds. At some point, I might want to stream some Apex or maybe even fucking Overwatch. Probably not Marvel Rivals at this point. I don't know. It's one of those things where, because I have memories of Overwatch, but both games have their issues. They are two sides of the same coin. But I've been playing some of that recently. Trying out some of the new characters. Don't really care for much of them except for Wu Yang, who's basically just Bubsy. And I keep thinking of the that's what you want to know, Weather Boy. Except in my head, I swap it out for Water Boy when I think of Wu Yang. But the ironic thing is, the most impactful thing is how buffed Sombra has become, because toward the end of Overwatch's first lifespan, I was starting to get decent with her and running into some difficulties with certain elements, and those elements are now completely gone, or at least have been replaced with much easier to use, and she's just much more fun to play as. She's basically like a pure offense version of Moira, which was one of my support mains. So, you know, having some fun with it, getting very tilted. Quick play in that compared to, like, quick play in Marvel Rivals is already pretty dog shit. People do not want to form good teams in Marvel Rivals. I feel like the fundamentals of gameplay in Overwatch are more misunderstood, because I think a lot of the old heads are gone, moved to Marvel Rivals, and now it's just curious people who aren't super diehard about it. But it's just like a lot of situations where, again, you have the same Marvel Rivals problem where people don't want to form, like, I've had entire matches where we have like only one tank or one healer or none, that are just pure disaster. People like to stand in hallways and not push objectives, and just stand there like a shooting gallery. People love to then say, group up with me, and then wait for the time to run out on the objective before everyone has grouped up. And it's just like, people wait far too long before trying to make any kind of tactical call, and then you got to have someone on the point to stall it, and then they don't. And it's just, it's frustrating. Again, when I have my brief moments of getting into Marvel Rivals, there, especially playing it solo, grinding for like the White Tiger Angela skin, is just like, oh wow, there's some. Sometimes you're on the bot team. is how it works, because that game has a controversy where after you've lost like 2 or 3 matches in a row, they put you on the opposing team is just comprised of mostly bots. But sometimes it feels like you're on that team. And again, I don't know if it's entirely bots or mostly bots, but they do actually have bot matches that you can opt into, which is good for training. But like sometimes in quick play, you'll get bots replacing people anyway. So like, I thought that game had problems going through it. But like, no, absolutely going back to Overwatch has just really underlined people understand what they should be doing, just not how to do it effectively. And it's funny to see people insist on this, like it's gonna work or it's gonna save the day, and then just use that as an excuse to just duck out of the fight completely and be like, no, we're grouping up and we're gonna go all on the same time. It's better than trickling in, and then you just don't get to the fight before it ends. But yeah, a lot of people, the new Flashpoint game type especially is awful, because you basically go to one location, capture it, keep it for some time, and then another objective appears on like the opposite side of the map, and it's like a much larger open map. And people will just get stuck fighting battles in the middle between flashpoints that don't fucking matter, and then like I'll often get to the other flashpoint like first, and I'll just be waiting there as like a support character or whatever, and I'm just like, okay, just here on my own, no one to back me up, cool. And then like a couple dudes from the enemy team show up and wipe me out, and it's like, okay, I guess we just can't push the objective yet because we're not gonna have a full team. And oh, like 2 or 3 of our guys just got into a fucking squabble in the middle of the map for no good reason instead of just booking it over to the goddamn next flashpoint. And then they're gonna be stuck respawning too, so we're just gonna lose the next flashpoint by default. It's, oh man. Like, that is by far the worst game mode in Overwatch, just not because it's not fun. I actually really think it's a fun concept. And when it goes well, it's fun. But like, again, these games have a issue where everything is either it's a landslide victory in one way or the other. I've never felt like I've had in either Marvel Rivals or Overwatch 1, 2. It gives us Overwatch 1, Overwatch 2, and then Overwatch 1, 2. I feel like in Overwatch 1, 2, I have never had a victory that was not just a landslide loss or win, and it's frustrating. And guess what? It feels good when you're winning, but like I would like to play a Flashpoint match where there's an actual bit of a back and forth. But it's always like whoever captures it first holds it for the entire duration, and that's kind of it. And a lot of the time, whoever gets to it first is basically which team decides to have a fucking pointless fight in the middle of the arena while everyone else is respawning after the last team fight over the the overtime for the previous flashpoint. And it's just so avoidable. Like the strategy, it's the whole Sonic Rumble situation where I'm like, why does nobody understand the strategy behind this? Like, what I'm struggling with is recognizing characters, because there are some fucking freaks in Overwatch now. Like Marvel Rivals has the problem where nobody looks like anything. Everyone just kind of looks like a nondescript blob in weird modern trendy fashion or weird freak costumes. Nobody looks like the characters that they're supposed to represent because that game's visual style is ass. And the Unreal Engine and the visual style that they went for is just terrible, in my opinion. I don't like how Marvel Rivals looks at all. Which was why like its maps loading so slowly always pissed me off because the maps look terrible too. Overwatch, on the other hand, very stylized, looks great, and the characters for the most part look pretty great, and they have pretty defined silhouettes. That has gone by the wayside a bit with all the characters that they've added in Overwatch 2, and because there are so many characters, it's very daunting to. There are a lot of particularly things that get thrown on the ground that do damage over time where I'm like, what is this? I don't know what this is or what it does to me. Oh, it's bad, and it's really bad, and I shouldn't have been anywhere near that. Fuck. And then some of the ults, especially like Ramacha's ult, is just whenever I see that happen, I'm just like, what am I looking at? What do I do? And I just have not figured that out yet. I think Maga is also another like huge, like all the like real big body characters like Hazard and Maga. Mauga? I don't want to say Maga, but that's how the name is spelled. Like a lot of the big body characters that just have like a buff, like an install as their ult is just like this is really intimidating, and I'm just seeing a glowing red hell creature coming at me, and I'm like, oh, where do I go? What do I do with what does damage to me, and how does it do damage? Does it have other effects? Why does that stun me? What's stunning me? I thought they got rid of stuns. Okay, apparently it's only for the characters that they like and not the ones that I like Brigitte and May. Like they added perks, and like one of May's last perks is that she can finally freeze enemies again, but it takes so long to build up the freeze debuff on them. You may as well just use the one that doesn't AoE and extra damage. It's much better. But then there were, of course, I had that one match where the enemy May had the freeze, and I kept getting frozen by her. And it's like, okay, clearly it's my problem. Clearly I'm doing something wrong, even though otherwise I do quite great with May. Anyway. I don't know why I turned this into a just chatting stream. I'm gonna go. Whoever's lurking, you have a good day. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you when I see you. Peace.